Welcome to Colorful Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. I am your host, Lance. I got a few friends with me. Jordan.
Yo.
Kris.
Hi.
And the man behind the boards, Malcolm.
Hello.
And you are watching on YouTube the official podcast of the Milwaukee Bucks. We're not a sports podcast at all, but they're playing right now. Yes. They're in the finals. It's only two teams right now that they can say, two cities they can say that their teams are in the finals. And as you can see by my hat, we are in one of those cities in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I don't know that anybody can actually see what's on you.
Yeah. This is a black buck. So I have a gold one that has like a gold plate, but it's black. It was a little too flashy. I didn't want to stun on them. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, my team isn't like that. You know, but it is what it is.
He didn't want the Suns to be blinded by the drip.
Facts. You know,
no.
Somebody's. We gotta
stop. I'm that guy that's got.
We gotta stop Chris Paul somehow.
Jokes. Because somebody's got to get a laser pointer in the stands. And just
without a doubt, like eye injury.
Listen, I haven't watched.
Happens to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Like, watched basketball like that in a minute, just because I got rid of Hulu because they were trying to rob me.
I mean, they've been robbing.
No, that's why you got to borrow somebody else.
Everybody was borrowing mine.
Oh,
they were like,
you are the borrowed.
Charge you like $70-$80. Excuse me.
Yeah, right. Kris, why is the Hulu work?
I mean, it basically was.
Hey, we had an arrangement.
So I haven't been able to watch live sports like that in a minute. So we've gone out a couple of times.
Football has
and
live
watched
sports.
The game.
Yeah.
And I never know anybody's name. I call the one white boy Konohamaru.
Are you talking about Connaughton?
Pat Connaughton, yeah.
I do. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's definitely not like Hawaiian. Or
not
whatever.
at all.
Like,
I think it was because when I saw the name on his back of his shirt, and I don't know how I said it, and they were like, "That's not how you say it," and I was like, "Konohamaru, it is."
Yeah.
So, but I haven't watched in a while, and I was that counting thing that they do. To be honest,
I ain't gonna lie. Look, I be mad,
shit, but hilarious.
I was like, I be mad, but I be laughing because
he's trashing.
I was like, is he Shaq? Is that what's happening?
Well, the thing
he might be worse.
If he made them, they wouldn't be counting.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, yeah.
Ooh,
no.
Shit.
So like I said, the official podcast of the Milwaukee Bucks and anime. We talk about anime from a colorful perspective. And we have a community. Be a part. Subscribe to our YouTube. Rate.
Wild Thornberries. The little...
I'll wait.
The wild kid from Wild Thornberries. And there was the family thing.
So if you say it louder, we'll understand.
Shout out if you ever watched Wild Thornberries.
So shout out to the Wild Thornberry listeners. But please rate, subscribe, like us on YouTube. Be a part of this community. No gatekeepers here. We're just trying to get folks to see anime in a different light and in a different way, and in which definitely is perpendicular to Black culture most of the time. And we appreciate y'all sitting through our rants, our tidbits, our all of those different things. I want to shout out all of our new subscribers. We had like a bunch of people since our last pod kind of join up.
We had a bunch of people join the Discord too.
Hopefully, yes.
No, we did. We had like 4 or 5 people in the last 2 weeks that have joined the Discord. So.
Yeah, and before I shout out the YouTube, join our Discord, join the conversation. We talk about a lot of random stuff in that Discord. I'm only active 2% of the time, but it's always entertaining.
Enjoying watching Cooper suffer through ReZero. That shit's amazing.
Oh, he started watching it?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
So good. He's about to lap me because I haven't finished season 2
yet.
I
haven't started season 2.
That's not surprising.
Golly. And I'm just like,
you need to finish because the end of season 2 is
feel the burn, feel the agony.
Shout out Cooper, friend of the show. One of the founding fathers.
I've known that dude since we were 5.
Right, facts. So shout out to our new YouTube subscribers. This is gonna be great. Actually, I know this first one. I just saw him literally in public, randomly. This Honey Boy. Shout out you.
Honey Boy?
Yes.
Okay. I immediately thought Honey
Senpai.
Exactly. I saw him in public. I randomly saw him I was walking my dog and I saw him. He's like, "Hey, what up? You know, what up, Holy?" You know what he do.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, word." He's about to get out the car and dab me up, and I'm like, "You got like 3 cars behind you. You should probably like just keep rolling." But you know,
it's Milwaukee people do that all the time. So
yeah, he always show love, man. Like he's a super cool dude. Shout out DJ Keeks, Banana Frank, Becky P, and then this as of 1:45 today, Jaleel Turner. Shout out all y'all.
Yeah, some of those are DreamCon Discord peeps.
Awesome.
Nice.
Shout out y'all
to the madness.
What up? I don't know how y'all got here, and I'm glad y'all along for the ride. This is gonna be awesome. But shout out to all our YouTube subscribers helping us be a part of this community, building this up so that we can let folks know it's okay, no matter where you are in your anime journey. As we,
my first thought was like, "It's okay to be gay." The slogan.
Oh, I went colored. It's okay to be colored.
Everybody went different directions.
We all went different directions.
I was like, is that a tie into our "it's okay not to be okay" thing today?
I was trying to.
I mean,
was that what you were trying to do?
Was that the segue?
No.
Wow,
I was trying to.
Wasn't it either?
I was trying to plug our last pod where we talked about no matter where you are in your end. Like,
okay. Yeah, we all missed that.
So no. Whether you're an expert, whether you're an expert animeist, whatever the phrase is, or whether you're a novice, or whether you're in between, this is the show for you because we talk about all of it,
Indeed.
and in a way that's digestible, in a way that's hilarious, in a way that's relatable to everybody, and we talk about the deeper stuff as well. With that, we'll go to our next segment. What is our next segment, Jordan?
Blue Sutra. No, it's
I feel like someone's been watching My Hero in Spanish.
I haven't watched. Yeah. Fun fact: my wife will only watch Dragon Ball Z if it's in Spanish. She won't watch it in any other language.
I will say it sounds almost as epic in Spanish as it
like Goku's transformations in Spanish. A1. Anyways, so this is our "What are you reading and watching" segment. So this is the segment where we talk about what we're reading manga-wise. For myself, who's the only one that reads in the group.
No, he didn't.
The
disrespect.
The only one who reads regularly.
Okay.
Well,
Kris
not anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. We got a couple people that are getting on game a little bit here. I
only read stop signs, and sometimes I don't even read those.
Don't do that, boy.
You read the hints. Right? Yeah. You gotta be careful right here, bro. And what are we watching? So for me specifically, as always, catching up every week on Solo Leveling. Got my guy Freeman hooked on Solo Leveling. He literally read 157 chapters that there are right now in like a week.
Relax, chill,
yeah,
chill, calm down.
Calm down. He messaged me like a week ago, and he was like, "Hey, I started reading Solo Leveling."
He got the nightlight at his bed,
without
like
a doubt, for real. And so shout out my guy Free. Who just went God mode on binging binge
I
reading.
meant to read his comment. I'll do it after.
For sure. So Solo Leveling is dope. I have been reading more of that other one that was on the same site. It's called The Player That Can't Level Up. So I started reading more of that one.
With the similar plot.
Yeah, it looks really similar. Like goes a different direction. So yeah, so he does unlock pretty quickly that special ability I was telling you about. That kept him from leveling up.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty dope. So, I mean, it's super minor spoilers. It's like the second chapter that it happens, but he like basically unlocks like this spirit weapon basically, and the spirit weapon levels up instead of him. So he starts becoming OP because he has a weapon that basically makes him OP.
Immediately thought of Asta.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. So that one's also pretty entertaining. Nice. I've been reading a couple ones. So I've been reading one that's a light novel that got turned into like a manga.
But you've been reading the manga version?
I've been reading the manga version, not the light novel. And it's called, in English, The Eminence of Shadow, or In Shadow. It's pretty hilarious, not gonna lie. So basically, it's an isekai. And the main character, like, his quest in real life was to be able to stop a nuke with his bare hands. And so, like, I mean, the premise from the beginning is just dumb. So you're just like, I mean... So then I have a couple chapters of him like becoming like this just massive human being trying to train himself to stop a nuke.
Went full nerd. I'm like, that's not even even like a thing. Atom bombs, they're
Right.
splitting cells.
So
and that's
then
how
he,
they grow up. It's
so
nothing
he-
to do with the
right.
impact.
You watch anime and
Sorry.
you're
Yeah, I mean,
criticizing the science of
right, exactly.
weapons.
I mean, right.
Come on.
We don't read this because it's realistic, okay? So basically, so he gets isekai into this new world, and his goal is to be like this he calls it an eminence of shadow, where he's like this shadow lord who controls all these events from the shadows. Nobody knows who he is. In real life, he tries to be as under the radar of a person as possible. He goes to like this spell sword academy and tries to lose just enough fights to stay away from attention, whereas he's literally the most OP character ever. Wow. It's actually pretty entertaining.
Classroom of the Elite.
Kind of.
I'm so sad they only did one.
And it's funny because so as he's doing this, his quest for not being recognized in real life versus his side quest of being just a total badass, he like makes up he invents this whole story of like this shadow organization that he runs, that he's fighting this like demon cult, when in reality he's actually fighting a demon cult that's following his narrative. So it's pretty funny. It's actually pretty entertaining. So that's pretty funny. So I've been reading that one. And been reading Tales of Demons and Gods, which is really good. That one's another Chinese one. What else have I been reading? I've been reading Blue Lock, which somebody mentioned in the Discord. I think it was the mad cool guy in the Discord. Blue Lock is amazing. It's a soccer manga. I hope they adapt it pretty soon because it's real dope. Yeah. And then I've been reading also Kaiju number 8, obviously, when it comes out. I'm caught up. I caught up in like 4 days, which was not great.
It's so sad.
Which was not great.
Had another one on Viz today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to catch up. But so I've been reading all those ones, and then watching wise, I've really just been watching Golden Kamuy for the last week, which has been dope. And so that one's real good. Like it's getting, I don't know where exactly it is in the like how far progression wise it is, because right now it only has 1 season. I'm on like episode like 34, which is pretty long for a season. So I don't know if it's gonna be like a 40 episode ish season total.
Those are
thing or
to go
I don't know. But yeah, I'm on like 34 and it's still season 1 supposedly. So that's what I've been reading and watching. What about you?
Yeah, no, not for me. Kris.
It's real good though. It's real good.
Yeah. I'll go next. That was it for you?
Yeah, go for it.
What am I reading? I'm reading Solo Leveling.
Yes. So
I'm
getting everybody on that.
Look at you.
Yeah. No, Solo Leveling is great, man. I was telling you this before. Like I think it's a really great manhwa. It's because the story is complex, if it makes sense. Like, or it gets more complex as it goes, which I appreciate. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've read much in a while. Like I last like manga. Oh, and I'm reading Attack on Titan.
Nice.
Did you finish?
No, I didn't finish. It's a lot. You said it was a couple chapters.
And
I was like, cool. So I went to the last couple chapters and I'm like, wait, what?
No, I mean, it is a
rumbling.
Lot going on.
What is going on? And so I had to go back. But I'm getting there. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. And it's very interesting how like different, not completely different than the show, but it's a slightly different direction a little bit. Than I thought it would have been. Kind of, but like in the ballpark was a little more dark. So I was like, wait, whoa, okay. So reading that a little, trying to get caught up on that. Hopefully by next pod I'll be caught up on that.
Then we can start spoiling people.
And that like alternate ending that they came out with
was beautiful.
That was booty. That's what it was.
Oh, not the one there. I think there was a fan one. I didn't read that one.
I know. I don't know. Whichever one
the last couple of pages.
Whichever one that
great.
Cooper sent me.
Yes.
That we were talking about.
Beautiful.
No, not beautiful.
Perfect.
No.
That ending
trash
was perfect.
Trash.
It made so much sense and it makes me right. So I liked it.
I mean, it did make you right.
It did.
Still
make
garbage
right.
ending.
Watching Hunter x Hunter.
Spoiler X spoiler.
Yeah, well, just saw the first black woman. Just said goodbye to the first black woman in that show. So
you talking about Canary?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Oh, you're that far. Wow, you are, like I said,
cruising.
You're
work.
cruising.
Like I said, I go to the gym and then at the end of my workout,
How
I'll be like on the
long
elliptical
are you
or on a
at the gym?
treadmill. I'll be there for like an hour and a half. I'm there for a grip.
I'm thinking, I'm like, you're watching it like you're at the gym for like 3 hours.
No, I do every single day. So like knocking them down. But
healthy young lad.
Bro, I need to get in the gym with you, bro. I've been in the gym. A minute.
Hey man,
I got a personal trainer and she be kicking my ass.
Off camera. I meant to ask you how that was going because I know you you were over at Shannon's place.
I've been going for like I'm on month 4, lost of no weight. No weight eating.
You were just complaining.
Eating no food.
Because you have to eat food to lose weight.
I know. Well, I know that, Malcolm. I'm being
You're
hyperbolic.
supposed to be the smart one in the group.
Shut up, Malcolm. No, it's a thyroid thing, maybe. Yeah. So there's such fun
genetics,
but we're getting stronger and all that jazz. We're spending a lot of money though to not lose any weight.
Hey, you know what they say? Muscle weighs more than fat, so maybe you're just converting it. You're gonna be strong as hell when you're done.
Facts.
I'm gonna be bench lifting niggas and shit.
Facts.
Just be walking in.
I look like that one girl from Duro Hey Duro. Yes. I'm trying to look like Maki. No, I'm just playing.
Other than Hunter, I'm watching. These are not anime things, but anybody that watches anime will probably have watched this or sort of watching it. I'm not all the way caught up on Loki yet, which I'm kind of mad about.
Neither am I.
I got to watch this last episode.
I'm not, and I hear it's just amazing.
It's what the problem is.
I'm not
Wednesday releases. Oh, you're not liking it.
I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I finished the first 3 episodes. I did at the end. I didn't like the first half of it.
The third episode is the worst episode.
Well, but I feel like at this point everybody loves it, and I don't yet.
I'm literally. I want to say I'm in the middle of 2.
I just don't care about Loki as a character.
Well, and that probably is most.
You probably feel about Loki how I feel about Black Widow, so it's all good.
I mean, I don't dislike his character. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like you actively dislk Black Widow,
and I
don't dislike any of the Marvel characters. I just don't care.
Anyways, other than that, we're trying to catch up on Loki. Watching Fear Street. Sorry, what?
Black Widow comes out tonight.
I know.
Go watch it tomorrow.
No, no way. I'm not spending any money.
How you gonna? You can't skip any of the Marvel movies.
Yes, you can. You can easily skip this one.
I mean, everyone should have skipped that Dark World situation.
What? Which one?
Oh, Thor.
Well.
Nah. Which one was that one?
They kind of like
all you need to know
Ragnarok kind of like
for
redeemed
some
that
reason,
a little bit.
That rock, the stone in that movie is liquidy.
What?
Yeah, no, that movie is dumb.
Was that the second one?
But that was the second Thor.
Yeah,
because the third one was Ragnarok.
The
It was
second Thor is
pretty
possibly, it's like it's DC bad.
Yeah,
like
I don't
the
think any
bad
of the Marvel
DC
movies are that bad.
What?
I said I don't think any of the Marvel movies,
with
the exception of the Fantastic Four movies, are that bad.
The Dark World,
those aren't even Marvel.
Bad.
Universally,
what the Fantastic Four movies?
Yeah, those
I
are
didn't
bad.
mind the Fantastic Four movies.
That's disrespectful.
The newer ones, or the older
my
ones?
whole childhood,
The
older ones.
Okay.
Yeah, the newest one. I wanted to walk out of the theater.
Fan Four Stick.
I don't think I've
I still
ever
haven't
been.
seen it.
Malcolm, don't.
I still haven't seen it.
I've never been so mad in a movie. That and Justice League are 2 movies that I like. Legitimately was sitting there and I was like, I wasted my fucking money.
What?
I was like, I want to go kill somebody.
For me, it was Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, that was bad. That was
really? No, I mean, luckily that was on HBO Max, so I didn't spend money on it. But
I didn't spend money on it.
Afterward, me and my wife were visibly confused. Like,
I wanted
so
to.
is it over?
I wanted to be paid to watch that.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
it wasn't as bad as the Fantastic Four movie though. Malcolm, it was that is dog water. It's horrible. Oh my God, that movie's horrible. I'm sorry. Go on.
Can I get through my stuff? Please and thank you. You got a whole segment. I promise.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, so if you watch, not in the anime sphere, but this like new right now, older is Black Summer because I'm into zombie stuff. And if you like Walking Dead, this is nothing like Walking Dead at all. It has to do with zombies and stories that do all of this. Season 2 came out, so we're
called Black Summer.
Black Summer.
Is it on Netflix or something?
It's on Netflix. Okay. It's an interesting way to shoot a zombie series, and it's not like sci-fi goofy, and it's not like Walking Dead drama. It's like in the middle, but not really drama, but like in the middle. And it's not like Army of the Dead.
Okay.
Fear Street. If you like slashers, if you like old slashers like Scream and stuff like that, mixed in with like Craft and all that other stuff. If you like Scream and Craft, if they came together and had teenage protagonists, then you will really like Fear Street. It's a really good movie. Surprisingly, like good. I didn't have no expectations for it. I just knew like one of the guys was a Nickelodeon kid, and then like I was like, oh, this would be. I don't know. We sat down, watched it, and then because they have 3 parts, so that's really good. But yeah, that's what I'm reading, watching.
Speaking of, you got me. You made me think about something when you said sci-fi.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt?
No, but I heard it's really good.
That's on. Is that on Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Okay, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, Bianca and I watched it. She doesn't care about sci-fi, but I love that movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
because
like I've heard plenty of people drag it,
going
but
back in time.
No, they're going forward in time.
Oh, forward in time to get people to come back and fight a war?
No. Oh, well, no. Okay, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they go back in time to get people to come forward to fight.
There we go. Okay.
You couldn't wait for me.
It's funny because I've seen. So funny enough, so critics don't like the movie. Fans are liking the movie.
Yeah,
which is never surprising, right? Which is, I mean, I could be a critic and I'd be way better at it than all these people that get paid for it.
Okay.
They
have different
some of them be getting off though with their little piffy little stuff.
You're right.
They were like, the movie it was about salt, but it didn't season much. And you're like, wow. Be like, great.
Fake ass.
Sorry, go ahead.
But no, it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's probably one of the better sci-fi movies that I've seen in a while. And I've always been a sci-fi fan since I was young. So if you haven't watched Tomorrow War, you should.
Definitely gotta watch
it. It's a good sci-fi movie. Quick PSA.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Sorry, Kris, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. I cut people.
She
off
interrupt everybody else. So.
So
shut up, Malcolm.
So I've been watching.
Sorry,
Have I been watching anything? I've been working a lot.
That's crazy because work is a kidding.
I was really getting ready to listen. Anyway, I watched our show for today. I haven't been able to really watch much else. But I've been reading Kaiju number 8 and Black Clover. And then I just started reading Mashal.
What?
I read the first chapter of Mashal, and it's so good already.
Yeah,
we've been
talking about that one in the Discord.
Yeah, in the Discord, it was suggested twice, like by Cooper and by Cool Guy.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I should give it a whirl. I never watched what is it called, Harry Potter. I never watched Harry Potter when I was a kid or anything like that, and so they were like, it's like Harry Potter, but Mob Psycho at the same time.
That is a weird mix.
Because isn't the same guy that did Mob Psycho?
Art style.
Because the art style looks almost identical.
Yeah, it's that same deadpanish type of
like the round, like the egg-shaped heads. And...
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's already kind of interesting. He's giving me like, I even would probably throw some like Black Clover influence in there. Just because the way magic stuff or whatever. Anyway, I'm already loving it. It's fabulous. And then of course there's Nagato and Call of the Night or whatever too. So those are my maybe more girly ones. I don't know that they're girly. Are they girly? I don't know. You can call Nagato.
I don't know if that. No, probably not.
What is that?
I don't even know. Because it's supposed to be a comedy, isn't it? Like,
It's
I don't know. I haven't watched it or read it.
I don't know what it is.
I don't really know.
I don't know that you'd like it.
No, I probably wouldn't. That's why I haven't.
I enjoy it though. Oh, right. That's what I watched. I watched the first episode of Girlfriend. I said in Discord, I'll say it again. I hate myself a little bit after watching it. Am I gonna watch more? Probably. It's real bad. But have y'all heard about this at all?
I don't think so.
So it's like this guy, he's like super sincere, and he has this girlfriend, and he's been like in love with her since they were kids. So this year, I don't think they're in high school or something like that. She finally agrees to go out with him, so they're together. Then he's waiting for his girlfriend to get out of some sports practice, and another girl confesses to him, and like she like goes the whole nine. She like gets all like dressed up and stuff. Oh, don't.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Has been teaching herself how to cook, and she makes him like some food for him to eat and stuff like that.
Man.
And so then she's like, like, do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm cool? He's like, I totally do. And she's like, can we go out with each other? And he was like, so he basically what he does is he feels bad because this girl's super earnest and he does like her and he doesn't want to reject her. So he goes to his girlfriend and asks if he can date both of them.
Oh my God.
That's real pimp stuff right there.
You gotta be like a
high value man only exercising his options.
Exercising his options. That's what he's doing.
Oh my God. I told y'all. I hate myself.
That's hilarious.
I hated myself after watching it. And then for some reason, they move in with him. They're in high school. His parents don't
so
live
is
with him
this
for some reason.
It's Japan. That happened.
Is this
so I'm not
anime.
suggesting you watch it, but I am watching.
It's one of technically
another
like
one.
Harem, and like what
is it? Kind of. Maybe it's gonna turn into that way because there's two other girls in the intro.
Damn. He is
so I'm like, yeah, it's
probably
probably gonna become a harem, at which point I'm probably gonna drop it.
Right.
Chill
out,
invested in
chill out, Kirito.
Right.
Right now I'm amused. What's funny is it's like flirting with the idea of polyamory because like she's when he asks her what she thinks of the other girl, she's like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, she could cook so well, she's so adorable, I mean, I'd want to date her. And he was like, cool. So can we date her? And she's like, first she's like, absolutely not. But then the other girl wins her over. So they're kind of dating each other. Like technically he's dating both of them, but they're kind of all dating each other. In any case.
So he's gonna become
Yeah.
Like
That was crazy.
Cult.
I wouldn't expect anything else from what he's watching.
That's very true.
It's true. Also, we
Without
haven't
a
gotten
doubt.
to talk about this, but my niece was over here and I introduced her to video games.
How old is your niece?
She is, how old is she? 6.
Oh, okay.
6.
She's 6 years
That's
old.
an appropriate age. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if she was like a teenager, I'd be like, what has she been doing with her life?
Yeah, or if she was too young.
She told me that she wanted to, she saw that I play sometimes. And so she was like, I want to play. So we played Mario Kart.
Nice.
And Mario Party, which is one
Also
of
a
my
good one.
favorite games. And we played Smash Bros.
Yes, quality.
That ain't fair.
And of course
Falcon
she
Punch.
lost
Right. Throwing you off the map.
all of the games because why would I let her win?
Gotta teach a real life lesson.
Although there's one map on Smash Bros where where the stage rotates.
Yeah.
And she wanted to play that one. And so she won that round because the stage hoed me. But other than that,
Sounds like a personal
I
problem.
fucking hate that stage. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, and then I downloaded Knockout City on my computer. Nice. I have not played it yet.
Which computer?
Also, Yakuza 0.
Which computer? The
one that doesn't work.
PC?
Yes, the PC.
Okay, just double checking.
The paperweight.
What's your life like?
Why?
You're not holding
anything.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
what else you got?
You should have gave me Kirby.
Where is it?
What
It's
you got?
behind the computer. I think that's it. I really am looking forward to playing Yakuza.
Yeah.
I haven't played those games. Are they pretty good?
Kirby. Malcolm, what are you reading, watching?
Not reading anything. Haven't taken that part of the class yet.
Facts.
TBD.
Right.
What have I been watching? What's the last thing I watched? I watched some of a very old anime called Angel Cop. Super gory, old school, cyberpunkish anime.
Sounds fun.
Which everything from the 80s and
It was
90s
cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, blood and gore. Man, what else did I watch? My memory's getting bad. I'm kind of old. I think that's probably it.
Wow.
I think that's the only thing I remember actively watching.
Yeah.
I tried to watch what we were supposed to watch for today, but it was
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
It was long and arduous task that defeated me thoroughly. But besides that, I've been working on video stuff, and the Bucks are in the playoffs, so
yes,
that's what I watch.
Finals.
Yes.
What time? Where are we at time wise?
Just over 30.
Okay, that's where I thought we would be. Do you want to talk about
going according to plan?
Yeah. Would you do you actually before you get to your part? I do want to read this comment. I forgot. We did get a comment on our 2-0 for anime video that I want to read from friend of the show, Stephen Freeman. Good episode! Exclamation point.
No, thanks.
I can see how having a community of folks helps to keep a hobby interest relevant throughout life. I had the luxury of being interested in the art stories of anime early on, as well as having many friends very interested, invested money-wise as well, in anime. I had groups of friends through high school and college that watched anime, read manga. I basically followed the Naruto manga for 10 to 15 years until the end. I didn't really fall off until after college when I was heavy into Taekwondo training compilation. So you still keeping a craft. But I always had an anime itch. What to say to someone that doesn't have time for manga anime? Listen to this podcast and read Solo Leveling. Yeah. Really,
I told you.
Just engaging with a community of like-minded folks help. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Very
My
nice.
guy, Freeman.
I think we got a little bit of time. Do you want to talk about what's popping in the anime streets?
Oh, well, just to bring up some of the
Sorry,
What's that one rapper guy? The What's Poppin' song?
Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
That's played.
That's what I thought.
Hakeem's version was
I have
better.
a lot of
Facts. Shout out Hakeem.
Shout out Hakeem.
Alumni of
Did you hear his latest little freestyle thing?
Yes.
I was like, listen to all those DBZ references.
Yes.
Living.
Just some of the anime release that's come across the ticker pretty recently.
The ticker?
Sports reference. Sorry, I'm a sports guy as well. It's a little thing that in this news, a little thing that crawls across the bottom of the screen. Mm-hmm. It's a ticker.
Okay.
The more you know.
Learn something every day.
So, a couple things that's been like kind of announced recently is Vinland Saga is getting a season 2 on Amazon. It's a Norse story. It's they're from Iceland. So it's about them and
Ice Town. Sorry. Go ahead.
Vikings and raiding and all that stuff. Revenge.
Sounds dope.
Pretty good anime. Lots of good fighting in that anime. Very well animated. They're doing the season 2. That's supposed to come out later this year or early 2022. Also, Baki is getting this next part.
Oh, word?
Yep. It's called Baki Hanuma, which is his whole name instead of just Baki. But so that's coming out in the fall.
Nice.
Nice. And last but not least, Star Wars is getting an anime adaptation.
Dude, that looks so good.
So
Anime adaptation.
Yes,
So
bro.
we're not
Star-
doing like
bro, it looks
Clone
so good.
Wars.
What's it
anything
called
else
again?
like
It's
Star
that.
Wars Vision.
Yeah, Vision. Oh,
So
okay.
it's like
Definitely watching
if you've
it.
ever seen,
fire.
it's basically anime studios takes on Star Wars stories. So if you
Yeah.
ever seen Animatrix
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
or what's the Batman
has so much
one?
animation has so much potential.
Is that the
to
one
it.
where he was in Japan?
It was
Is
a
that the
lot
one
of
you're
them.
talking
It was like a whole bunch of short stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the movie.
Is it like
Batman, I think
the-
it's Gotham Knight. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
So
Is it like the X-Men anime thing?
no, so what it is basically they give a bunch of different studios do a story.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's not like one cohesive story. It's just a whole bunch of little short
Like
stories.
an anthology.
I like
Yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
Animatrix
I
and
like
the
that.
Batman Gotham Knight was like that. So they're doing a Star Wars take on it as well. That's some of the cool stuff that's going across the coming out in the anime world.
Yeah. That's
Nice,
awesome.
Shanae.
Fire.
With that, we are going to our main segment. I gave an assignment for everybody to watch. It's okay to not be okay. This is our first K-drama that we're reviewing on this show, and we'll see if it's going to be our last.
I wouldn't say it'll be our last, just maybe our last of this sort.
Yeah. So
Maybe next time we pick a different one, like a different genre,
Yeah, no,
not
this
just straight romance.
this this is
Well, I mean,
a
It feels
polarizing.
like romance in the beginning. It is not. Maybe it ends at romance. In the middle, it gets
Yeah,
hairy.
this is so.
It's
This
K-drama.
is
It has
needless
to-
to say,
Yes.
this is a very polarizing review. So in background, like before I had like everybody else watch it. I watched it before already, like with my wife. We watched a few different K dramas or whatnot that like, especially on Netflix. That's kind of like it's how I got
There's
into
a lot
K
of
dramas
K-dramas on
because it's like
Netflix.
they got like
Yes.
endless
Mhm.
supply.
And this one's original to Netflix
Yeah,
too.
Netflix.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this one felt like an endless supply.
I'm crying.
So
I see
long.
what you did
So
there.
long.
But no, so what I want to know, so I got like just my few basics. First, before we even get to the actual, K drama that we're talking about, what has been y'all experience, kind of like with K dramas, how y'all got into them, how y'all experience them, stuff like that.
I love K dramas personally. I haven't watched one in a while, but I used to watch a ton. Because low key, when I took a few years off of watching anime. Even though I wasn't in the last episode where you guys talked about that, but so I took a while off watching anime. So while I wasn't watching anime, I was watching K dramas. So I've watched a lot, like way more than I can even remember the names of. But I really enjoy them, and like I feel like the acting is usually real good.
Yeah,
most of them, not all of them. And obviously no two ones are obviously the same, but so I like K dramas a lot. I also really enjoy Running Man, which is not a K drama, but like I don't know if you guys have ever watched Running Man before.
Yeah.
If you haven't, I encourage you to, because it's like an obstacle. It's like an
episodes of
obstacle
that
show.
on? I have Vicky.
I don't think so. I used to watch it on Drama Fever, but then Drama Fever got canned. They bought Sony bought Crunchyroll and the Drama Fever and then like one other website, and then they just totally
dropped.
canned Drama Fever.
Well,
which was unfortunate.
Get Vicky.
But Running Man is hilarious.
Yeah.
So basically, there's like a set cast, and then like they're all like, so the host is a comedian, Yoo Jae-suk, and they have the cast of, I think it's like 8 people, and like 6 or 7 of them are original cast members that have been on the show for 11 years. Like it's been running for like 11 years. And so one of the original members actually just had to, like, he just recently left the show, unfortunately, the giraffe, Yi Kwang-soo. But no, it's a hilarious show. So they do like obstacle courses, and then they do like scavenger hunts, and they have like a big tag battle at the end of each show, where they try and rip each other's name tags off, and they have like celebrity guests and different things. So a lot of fun, really fun to watch. But yeah, I love K dramas. Like I was heavy into Korean music, drama shows, all that kind of stuff for a while. So that's kind of how I got into college. I had a lot of Korean friends, so a few.
Yeah.
Me, I enjoy them. I like enjoying things in a general sense, so I can kind of get into anything. So I think probably in college was the first time I'd ever seen a K-drama. And then I got into it real heavy because, like I said, I get obsessive about things. And so I watched all of them that I could on Hulu.
Did you finish any
And
of them?
then found out that Drama Fever exists and then started watching them on Drama Fever. And then I don't know. I mean, in a general sense, I enjoy them. I remember I got a friend of mine into them because we were watching Goblin together, which was real good. But I also really, really, really like that actor. So I probably was gonna like him.
Isn't that he?
No, it's Gong Yu.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I was
love
thinking
him.
of Faith,
Train
I
to
think.
Busan guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, I'll spread the love of K-drama every once in a while, but I get busy, so I haven't had a chance to really watch them lately. And then they got rid of Drama Fever.
Yeah.
So it was
Sad
like,
day.
yeah, it wasn't a ton initially to anywhere to watch stuff, but
Yeah.
now I have Vicky.
You had to like pirate that
get
stuff.
back
like,
into it. And
That's
then
why I
you
stopped
start
watching.
watching the like Cantonese ones, the Taiwanese
I never watched any of those.
ones and stuff like that they
They're
have
different,
on
though.
there.
Yeah.
They're only like this. There's a very similar in style.
Paces a little.
Yeah, the
like-
paces.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. But you sometimes you poke around,
For sure.
explore, try different things, experiment.
Yeah, I always looked at it as like K-dramas are a nice like breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of cool that like even if you binge watch a few animes and then every now and then you sprinkle in a K-drama or two, like I
Like
feel like
Salt
it's a
Bae.
balanced meal almost. Malcolm, how do you feel about K-dramas?
No feeling whatsoever.
I feel like this was a bad one to start somebody on.
Well,
Especially a guy who's never watched
I've tried to
K-dramas
watch them
before.
with this one over here in the pink before.
Well, she also doesn't give good recommendations either, so.
Well, watch her.
You
with
say
her.
as you're reading Kaiju number 8, you're welcome.
I mean,
Yes.
a broken,
I mean,
a broken
that's-
clock.
yeah, I
you know
mean,
what
she-
Like,
Yeah, right. You're right at least once.
was it a broken clock is right twice a day?
Yeah.
for sure.
But
For shame.
when she was in her little binge period, I tried a couple times, and there's moments where I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But overall, it's like,
See, next time you review one,
Nah.
like let's review like an action one, like or like a comedy or something.
no,
down.
Those ones are
I don't
funny.
know if action worked because Blockbuster Story, they started putting Korean action movies in Blockbuster, and
See, but that was a while ago.
And
Like, I feel
getting
like
it-
it's
but-
gotten a lot better.
it
since
probably
then.
it looks the same because getting it,
Yeah,
I was
he
like,
wouldn't
oh,
like a comedy one.
I was
either.
like, oh.
He'd need one of the psychological.
yeah, I was like, oh,
thrillers.
cool,
No, they do
kung
those
fu
really
looking
well.
movie.
They
Sure
do.
they
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
He
I was
would
like, kung
like
fu
one of
looking
those.
movie, and I was like, what is this? What is this soap opera looking bullshit?
I was like, no, he
Because
would
it's a-
not like an
I
action
think
K drama
right,
at all.
especially for like it'd be the pace
It
is what
look-
throws it off.
That's-
No,
probably.
Okay, I
no,
got you.
because I like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
Well, that's what I'm
And that
saying,
was
but that's a
like-
different
but it-
pace altogether.
but
you
it
know
didn't
what I mean?
look like a soap opera.
That's what I'm
the camera
saying.
style that they use.
That's something
Like,
that
you
is
can't-
signature of K
I know,
dramas.
and
Right,
that's
for
why
sure.
I probably will
For
never
sure.
really get
That's
into
fair.
it.
But
That's
that's
my
why
version
this-
of your 3D in
That's
anime.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's get right to it. I'll throw this in here first. What are some of your favorite moments? You got to talk about your favorite moments in this show
Man.
that you've been able to witness.
Mm,
Actually, and before we even get to that, I'll give y'all time to think. So the main star, I had an article on this. I don't know what I did with it on our thing, but like the main star is like caught up in some drama.
is he really?
She, right?
She.
Oh,
not
oh,
him.
her? Oh, the woman?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot. I haven't watched a K drama in a while. I forgot how little those actresses are. She wore this one dress, and I was like, "Where's her waist? It's non-existent."
Well,
But
it's a whole
she was little,
thing over there, I'm
little. I
telling
was
you.
like, "Dang, I forgot how little they be."
Well, the thing is too, like one of the things you don't realize either is like the average height in Korea is also really small.
Yeah.
So like
she was like,
they're like on average, probably like the actresses and stuff that you're seeing, like 5'3" to 5'6".
Yeah.
Probably not even 5'6".
I mean, some of them are kind of
girl
tall.
Looked like she was
but like some of
a
them are
solid
taller, but like
86
that's
pounds.
pretty
So I was
average.
kinda
Oh
like,
yeah, that's probably
So-
a lot.
golly.
Yeah. So there's a few things she got involved
She's
in.
very pretty. Though.
Somebody came out the woodwork, accused her of school bullying, and they showed her. This is part of our plastic surgery conversation before. They showed like an old picture of her. Looks nothing like her now,
that's
but
not uncommon.
there were people who are like, "Well, she just got plastic surgery," so she got accused of that. She got accused of some romantic stuff. She got accused of fabricating her educational background. Like she said,
part
that
of that too might be because of the actor that she was playing against. Sometimes when the actor that the actresses are, well, and this is maybe it's not current Kdrama culture, but it definitely was old Kdrama culture. If the actor that the actress is playing against is like super popular or like handsome and stuff like that, they'll like throw the gambit at whoever the girl is.
And that's why I just thought it was. And then another one was that her coworker said she wasn't pleasant to work with, but like that's kind of standard Hollywood stuff. So I never.
I'm telling you,
that on mine.
The level of fame that these actors and idols and musicians and people have in Korea, there's nothing like it. Like, I don't think anywhere else. Like it's a small country. Seoul and Busan are like the two really big cities. I mean, you have a few other cities, but like those are like the two big metropolitan areas, you know, and they're like opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the Seoul metropolitan area is freaking gigantic. I mean, there's like 15 plus million residents, I think, something like that. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like a lot of those people live in like very condensed areas. So like Gangnam has a lot of celebrities that live in it. It's like kind of like the Korean Beverly Hills almost.
Yeah.
So like it's like super ritzy, like
maybe
fashion forward, like celebrities live there.
Beverly
Like that's
Hills
where you go for celebrity sightings. And I'm telling you, like Korean fans, like we've talked about previously on other episodes where like people get stalked, like people get attacked by their fans, quote unquote. Like people get mad hate mail, like
I love you.
Like people that
I don't understand
because like people like can't go out in public without disguises on because they don't want to be recognized in public because they'll get mobbed. Like it's insane. Like it's literally insane.
People camping outside of people's
hotels
exactly or
right. It's crazy.
Apartment buildings. And...
Like idols will go on tour and they'll get attacked in airports and like it's insane. Like it's nuts.
It's fun and then even the segue. Like I think one of the so it's interesting. One of the things I appreciate from the show is like their approach to mental health a little bit, especially with the brother character who's like on the spectrum. Yeah. And it doesn't look like it's not like. So I think about Good Doctor. You ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Like the U.S. adaptation. Yeah. So because there's it's a Korean adaptation.
Yeah.
And then there's like the U.S. adaptation where the guy who played Norman Bates like plays him, and he's not like. It's not convincing at all. I'm like, you look normal to me, bro. Like you have some moments, but I appreciate his brother in this show, like really taking it on.
Yeah.
Not in a way that's like, unbelievable, or not in a way that's like selling.
It's not like Forrest Gump,
right?
But it's good.
It's Forrest Gump. It made me think of Tropic Thunder.
Lord have mercy. We're here at the podcast. We're at the Tropic Thunder moment. No kidding. But no, so I appreciated that.
Great movie.
Those were those were great movie. Except for the only blackface.
I was say the only no.
Oh, that was.
I was saying that's so the only person that's ever wore blackface that won't be canceled by the black community.
No. I mean, he did too good. That's the problem. Like, you gotta relax. Like, you gotta relax.
Because you see all the memes that are like, well, if you recast the Tropic Thunder, who would you cast as Robert Downey Jr.'s character? Like they're like, no, you cast Robert Downey Jr. as that character.
like it's a little too good.
Cast a black man, you cast him.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean? Oh my God.
Oh Lord. So
I'm just a dude playing a dude, pretending
So-
to be another dude.
So
you never go full.
right. Oh my Lord.
Don't say it.
I didn't say it. I'm not gonna say it.
So favorite moment in this show. Favorite moment in this show was the dynamic between one of the main guys and his relationship, very complicated relationship with his brother, which if you watch it throughout the show, you see it fleshed out. You can kind of like understand the dynamics of it or whatnot. And so that's something I appreciated. I appreciated I appreciated the plight of the agent or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Who had to
funny.
follow this very up and down, left and right author. And he was just trying to
Bro, I can't
Just
even.
write a
Can you
book.
imagine trying to be a person like that's
That's your
agent,
job.
Well, I
PR
mean,
person,
that's the thing though. That's not uncommon.
Oh, I'm
Artists,
sure, yeah. I mean,
artistic
that's
people
crazy,
are
though.
nuts all the time.
I just can't imagine.
You ever tried to
every time she was
schedule
in public,
a
it was some
band,
kind of a hassle.
rehearsal? You learn real quick. That shit's common as fuck.
But what Jordan just said, that was one of my things too. Is she was always, I get it, it's a show, but she was always wilding.
Yeah,
and it was
100%
messing up her stock price. And so he had to try to clean it up. And
Well, yeah, I think that's one of the kickers in it is from the pace of the show, she has a personality disorder.
Yeah.
She has a social personality disorder. It looks like it mirrors sociopathic tendencies. Where she just doesn't have she doesn't have that.
Well, I mean, she was just finna stab old boy backstage.
She has no impulse control at all.
Let me just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, I like the knives. I'm taking one.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
I
So
want that.
Chill out.
And then you just go get the thing that you want. And for somebody that has that type of personality disorder, that's what's wrong with that. In their mind, they're like, I want it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I go get that thing?
Right.
And you're like, no. On a social level, you're not supposed to do that. And they'd be like, they obviously would be like, that's dumb. Why would I not do the thing that I want to do?
Yeah.
You don't even really care about me. What do I care what you think or what you want?
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do. There's an innocence about that kind of.
Yeah. What are some, and this is why I'll go a level deeper because it is CFA. What are some ways that y'all have struggled interacting with people who have different disabilities or folks who have different in the mental capacity? What are some things y'all have missed? Some ways that y'all have maybe not adjusted well in times and stuff like that?
I think I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to out myself too much.
Just don't say no names.
Chill. No, but so in a capacity in which I worked with a lot of people that have psychosis in a general sense. And so I think sometimes it's hard because the story about the girl that they sold to a shaman, because they thought that she was possessed and stuff like that. That's something that in the community I was working with people that were suffering from mental illness was very much like a thing where it was like, is she possessed or is she this or that? Or and it's like, no, she just needs to take her meds or she's having an episode. And so it was really difficult because you knew that people were struggling mentally with just now I don't want to say a broken brain or anything like that because that's problematic to say it that way. But people that are just struggling mentally because of trauma or whatever their instance is, and then people that lacked empathy and wanted to reframe someone else's experience in ways that they could understand better instead of allowing that person's plight to be their plight.
Yeah.
Because I need to understand you, I have to say what your deal is in a way that makes me comfortable. Because if I say it's a mental illness this way or that way, and I don't really understand exactly what's going on, it makes it harder for them to deal with them. So they had to say it was this so that they felt more comfortable. So it was really hard because the people we were working with were already in a hard spot.
Yeah.
And then have to deal with having to maintain a mental state that they really weren't capable of maintaining on top of that is just like terrible. So like whenever I watch stuff like this, I cried a lot watching this show. And I think some of it I read a little bit of culture in there as far as there's always a bunch of different interesting things that go around with how South Korea treats mental illness and mental health in a general sense, and what it really means in South Korea for someone to get checked into a mental hospital on their life, especially when you looked at that first boy story and stuff like that. Like that's it. Yeah. That's it for your life. You can't get a job. You can't do anything anymore. So I think that was interesting. There were a couple of things mental illness wise that I was kind of like, I didn't like that they made the autistic boy like a savant. I wanted him to be just autistic.
You mean the brother?
Because most autistic people are just autistic. They don't have some like special talent or ability to like memorize everything. I feel they're like routine people for sure, but
and I feel like that's like a grand Hollywood issue too. Like where every time they cast anybody close to being on the spectrum, it's like, and they can like solve space equations. Right. It's like they could just be normal people. Like they, you know what I mean? Like
they just have autism.
Yeah. Like they can, you know,
I did. And then, or it's like the other Hollywood problem, the mixing up schizophrenia and dissociative personality disorder. It's like, those aren't the same thing. But every time they were like, oh, this person, there's a song by Brandy I love that's called Borderline. And what she describes she's going through is like switching up on people, like the dissociative personality stuff. But she calls it schizo in the song. And I'm like, I love the way the song sounds, but I cringe every time she says schizo.
Lupe Fiasco has a line like that for me.
Yeah.
He says, like, I think I like her like a metaphor. I'm like,
That's like, you know that's exact... There's a whole other word that talks about life. That's not a
metaphor.
Yeah. So there were just like little things with the mental illness portrayal that I was kind of like, but I appreciate what they were trying to do, and like I think that for like people looking at it from the outside looking in, it grants perspective that I think a lot of people wouldn't normally have.
Yeah.
So I think in that aspect, I really appreciate the story that they told. The sane person in there losing his mind.
Yeah.
He made me cry so much. And he was very awkward to watch sometimes when he was doing different things, or like when he had to interact with the actress and some of the more like romantic-y stuff was very cringe sometimes.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Could that child cry?
Yeah, I think that's another thing I appreciated. It was like everybody was fragile on the show, right? Like there's K-drama has a lot of tropes. And fragility is not like a trope. Like it's not like something you see on K. There's usually like, depending on what you're watching, like if it's a romance or if it's action, they'll sometimes do this where it's like just a prototypical guy, whether he's the privileged guy or whether he's like the blue collar guy. And then you got the girl who is either too hard to get or chasing after the guy. Right. It's simping. It's no in between. But at this one, I think like every single, including the main guy, Moon. That's what. But like him processing his trauma.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like I think that was something that I'm like, as an adult, as a 31-year-old now. That's something that like I've been able to start processing even in my own life, and so I see that. I look at him and I'm like, he's processing all this stuff that happened with his mom and stuff that happened with
mom.
You know, his childhood, and that's something that I think you know that's type of stuff you don't think you really have to deal with. You're like, it's fine. I was a kid. It's all good. Like I ain't worried about it. Like I'm grown now. You know what I mean? But you know all that stuff. Even him, like his coldness, his way that. Because don't get me wrong, like old girl was out of line like first 4 episodes, but like even his way that he was cold towards her was based on his childhood. It wasn't because like she was a sociopath, which sure, maybe, but like his response towards her and towards his brother and his overprotectiveness came from the guilt that he, that came from his childhood. So,
I love how it started too, with her whispering in that little girl's ear.
Yeah.
I was like, that's good shit. I was like, I feel like this is my type of K-drama. And then it turned left and then it turned back right. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, of
course. We're back on board now.
Yeah.
She's just shattering hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I was like, yes. But I love those types of stories though too, because like we were talking about in the other episode, or no, we weren't talking about in that other episode. Wow, I almost spoiled our dream con thing.
Don't do that.
That's plug. Go watch the DreamCon situation.
Later
panel.
this month.
Right, later this month. But we talked about the idea that like they use certain it's a cheap way to tell a story, and that you use someone's physicality to translate like who they are, what they're like. So a witch has to be ugly, or a slow person has to be, that kind of thing. And so the idea of her making sure all her witches were beautiful in order to remind people is the Ted Bundy thing.
Yeah.
No, Ted Bundy didn't get caught because he didn't look like a serial killer. And it's like, what the fuck's a serial killer look like? What's a criminal look like? It's something that we as Black people deal with all the time. And so the idea that she writes her witches to be beautiful, to subvert that trope of the idea that if you are evil, you're ugly. I think is an important thing to tell kids anyway. So I appreciated that she spoiled that girl's hopes and dreams.
I do that to children all the time.
Facts. They gotta know the truth. My mom told me Santa wasn't real at like 3. So, hey, you know what it is. I'm buying these presents. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's talk about some of the annoying moments of this show. Things you didn't like. Let's get to it.
The only thing I liked was the crazy chick.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of my thing, but...
Crying.
Kris knows. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
Loves himself a crazy bitch.
Wow.
Crazy bitch.
What did she say?
That's a crazy bitch. That I was thinking about the Outcast song.
I was just gonna sing Roses. I was like, crazy. Like and then he just like 2 minutes to the end of the song.
He was mad, I guess. I don't know.
I was like, yo, chill, big boy. Sorry, Malcolm. You were saying you like the crazy girls.
Please continue.
Yeah. I didn't make it because those episodes were
they're like
crazy
an hour
long.
15.
Yes.
That's not uncommon for kids.
Had me asking, do they not have commercials in Korea? Like,
They got product
They got
placement
product
like
placement.
crazy.
Did you see her order the coffee
Yes.
on the app? I was like, y'all are bold.
Y'all do a screenshot.
Listen, every out meal was at Subway.
I'm telling like phones, cars.
I don't know. Subway
Restaurants.
The
just like
Nissan, she was like,
Yeah.
you can
The
drive
car.
my car. Panda key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the product placement.
no Subway
Oh,
is
they're
like
so
in every
bad.
K-drama. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Whoa, Lord.
Yeah, so I only
Subway
made it
fresh
through
as
the
hell.
first 3 episodes, so I can't speak on twists and turns and all that.
No, you can't.
But I did like the manager
Yeah.
Oh,
pulling his
OG
hair out all
Ron?
the time. Yeah,
OG.
that's right. Yeah, that's probably
Wait, when the company goes under and he faints in that chair.
Oh no, you talking about the agent?
Yeah, the agent.
Yeah,
my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when he was going, when
There we
they
go.
filmed
Lee
her,
Sung,
what
yeah.
she said in the bookstore, he's about to jump out the window.
Yeah.
he just starts walking towards the balcony.
Oh man.
Yo, he got that moment in the end, and this is all spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
Whatever. He got that moment in the end where she's like, yo, like she owed a guy anyway. She put this dude through hell.
Right.
And she got to give him the manuscript of this original book. That's all I'm gonna say. And he like, word, you know what? I ain't gonna even do nothing with this. That's crazy. She leave. First thing he do is like call for the highest bidder to figure out how he could get a bag for like this manuscript, but he do it wrong and then he get like water on it or whatever. I think it's so great.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. So great. This is one of the great moments. But I
appreciate
appreciated
to talk
him.
about what you don't like too.
Yes, what you don't like.
The rest of it.
Expound on it. Expound. Talk about it.
I mean,
the acting is good. The acting was really good. But I don't like those types of stories. The like romantic-y comedy.
Oh, you didn't get to Tortured Souls.
No, I didn't get to that part. I figured it was gonna go get deeper, but I was fatigued. I couldn't take it no more. I thought it was gonna. I couldn't take it no more. But just because that's not my kind of story, so it was a chore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it either. So funny enough, this is actually the first K-drama where I tried to put it in a language I could understand, where I wouldn't have to watch it, so that I could play it in the background. I've never done that with K-drama before, and they didn't have it in English, so I had to watch it in Spanish. So I literally had it playing in Spanish in the background while I was doing other things because I just was totally uninterested. I think the few moments that I did like, the scene where they go home, and he like gets into like the trauma of him going home and like memories of his mom and memories of him almost leaving his brother to die in the ice, like that kind of stuff. And like, where, he sent his brother home early and his brother got, the Pope beat out of him and like, so, stuff like that where like you said, Lance, where he's like dealing with his trauma as an adult, where he was just avoiding it, like mad as hell at that point. Like I understand that, like I completely understand that, just dealing with stuff as an adult that you like pushed away or you like you shoved under the rug, as a kid or even as an adolescent, like, and as like a young adult, you're like, nah, that wasn't an issue. And then you realize as an adult, no, that was totally an issue. That was a problem.
Therapy, y'all.
Yeah. Right.
We should get a discount code for a therapy. I got it. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
But no, so I appreciated that. I appreciated the scene where like he blows up on his brother for the first time. Because his brother like had a super obvious reaction to he's mad, like he's actually mad.
Oh yeah.
When he blows up on his brother for the first time, and his brother's like, whoa.
Yeah.
He's like, he's actually really mad. Like I think for anybody that's worked, kind of a little bit back to your previous question, like I think that anybody that's worked with special needs folks, it's very taxing. I know my wife Bianca, she worked in special education for a number of years in schools, with little kids. So like obviously being with a special needs adult is way different, but like with kids even, like it would be difficult. It's challenging because especially for the autistic people that aren't, she worked mostly with like nonverbal kids.
Yeah.
And who like can't articulate why they're upset. And they're upset because people aren't getting why they're upset. And so, it's like a vicious circle where they're acting out because they want you to understand why they're upset. You're not understanding why they're upset. So they keep acting out. Yeah. And so it's challenging, hearing some of the stories about, some of the kids that she worked with. But then on the flip side of that, she has, some of the best stories of like the most precious memories with these kids.
Yeah.
It's like there's this duality of like, okay, it's very challenging, but it's at the same time, it's very rewarding, and so, I did appreciate that they tackled that in the show. Because, and like you said, like mental health is not a topic they talk about in Korea, because Korea, like a lot of, Asian cultures, is very shame and achievement based. So like with the guy putting his son in the mental hospital to keep him out of the spotlight, like that's very common. People putting away their relatives that could make them look bad in public. And that's a big issue. And so I feel like with them addressing that, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
The show didn't do it for me, but some of the themes that they had on the show I thought were necessary to talk about at least.
Yeah. The mom so there's a scene later on where he's sad about like his mom stuff. Like he's kind of like, my mom was terrible to me. She only cared about my brother, whatever. Yeah. And so the other girl's mom like says, yeah, moms are always evil. Moms are always the bad guy. But she was like, you have to remember, like, you raise your brother, you know how hard it must have been for her. Like, give her some grace kind of thing. And so he goes back home, and this I was like, the whole time. Yeah. But he goes back home and he like goes to his brother, and like they're out, they have a moment. He gets in his brother's bed or whatever. And he asked his brother if he wants to go get jjajangmyeon from this place they used to go when they were kids. He was like, you like that? He was like, no, I didn't like that. You liked that. And he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, we used to go there every Sunday at the market as soon as it opened because mom knew you'd like that. You always used to talk about how you wanted to eat it every day. And it like dawned on him that it was like, oh yeah, mom did do that because I loved that. Mm-hmm. I remember that night. I was only remembering part of these moments. I remembered stopping out in the rain because I saw her paying attention to him under the umbrella. And then at that moment, he remembers that his mom calls back to him and pulls him into the center of the umbrella between the two of them. Yep. Or he remembers that when he turned around and he grabbed his mom's back because he wanted her to cuddle him too, that she does turn around in the middle of the night and just says, my beautiful baby boy, and cuddles him. Yep. So like he has this moment where he's like, I wasn't giving my mom enough credit. I was making her the villain in the story. And like, yeah, she could have been more attentive to both of us, but I offered her no grace. And I only remembered terrible things about her when there was this other beautiful side that I know that she loved me too. And like, I'm just like,
ugly.
Because perspective is key, even on your child. Even in your childhood filled with trauma, perspective is like key. Mm. Like that's something even in my family, that's something that I'm always having a conversation with my siblings about and other folks about with their families and stuff. Because it's like, well, everything wasn't 100% bad all the time. Like it might have been bad like 70% of the time, but no way it was bad 100% of the time. It's perspective, because you're not able to. You got to be able to appreciate all those moments for what they were.
I remember like your parents are playing it by the seat of their pants. There's no playbook for that shit.
They human in mug. Like, like they definitely not gods.
Like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's get to it. Last thing, and then we out. Rating of the show. Scale 1 to 10. No 7s, only adjustable 6s.
Okay.
I'll start and I'll give it my rating. My issue with the show is the fact that the first 3 episodes didn't set up that like they could have made the first 3 episodes like one episode, and then they could have got to the to the other stuff.
That'd have been a 9-hour episode.
I'm crying.
Well, I feel like some of the stuff was like her social outburst and their interaction, their meeting, and some of like when they try to start telling the backstory a little bit like of her like. They could have summarized some of that stuff
the
up.
Beginning crawls.
Yeah, it did. And even matter of fact, because when I watched this, I didn't watch, like April got me into watching it because like she was watching those first episodes and I was like, whatever. And then I sat down at episode 3 and I was like, oh, okay, this ain't like terrible. She's like, you want to watch it with me? I'm like, I guess we are watching it together. So for me, I think I'll give it a adjustable 6. Just because I wish that there are certain parts that they could have like summarized better to kind of get. I didn't mind the acting. I didn't mind the themes as much for what they were doing. Like I said, I feel like they did and I'm not autistic or on the spectrum, but I felt like they did that way better than like Good Doctor, the American version did, even though their Good Doctor is way better than our Good Doctor. Whole other thing. But so 6 for me.
I think I'm with you. I did cry a lot with this, and that's probably my own emotional issues.
Way to cover that trauma with humor.
Right. You were like,
traumatic. Classic move.
That's crazy. You got abused. Like, wait, what? Hold
I
on.
had a rough childhood. No, I didn't have a rough childhood.
She didn't.
I didn't.
She was on making it rough for everybody else.
Right.
We made it out the hood by the time she was cognitive.
Oh yeah, you fine. I mean, you had
That's
different
partially
issues
true. That's partially true.
Partially true. First grade.
Right. So I think I'm gonna agree and give it a 6 as well. I appreciate what they did. The twist.
Yeah, twist is what kept it
the
at
twist,
the 6. That's what
I
got
don't
me up
normally
that high.
get got by twist.
Yeah.
But the twist. And the twist, the twist hits late like Gone Girl.
Yep.
So in Gone Girl, you go through the thing and you're like, oh, this is intriguing and I wonder what's going on and oh, did he kill her? And then the twist happens and you're like, huh? Like, what? Like that's your initial reaction.
Nani?
I still remember at the end of Gone Girl in the movie theater, it was completely silent and all you heard was one person say, what the fuck? At the end of the movie. Funny. And so this has the same, like, obviously it's not as big of a twist as Gone Girl is like just immaculately told. That story is told really well. But the twist in the middle of this was like, it got me. I was like, I was not, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because of that, because it subverted my expectation of how the ending of the show was going to go so much that I have to at least give it a 6. But it crawled in the beginning. It crawled and they spent so much time on like gags and that won't they part of the relationship that I hate.
I never care about that.
Right.
Like y'all.
And when they got into the thing where it was like, okay, we know who each other are. Like we remember each other from our childhood. They start really getting into the Oak psychiatric hospital cast and that group of people. And they start getting into that story. It's like you could have spent all your time there instead of doing like all these like gags in the beginning. And I get they were trying to establish some character relationships, but all that stuff is explained already so well just in the side country situation that you didn't need all of that. But I get that you do that because the teeny boppers want to see whoever the main actor was like be all cutesy and shit.
Yeah.
And then you obviously throw in a couple needless like, why do I need to see an orderly without a shirt on?
Yeah, I'm good.
It is what it is. Her outfits were extra as hell, but amazing.
I mean, that's fashion.
The whole time.
She was just doing.
I was living
stuff,
for
like,
everything she put on.
She did like the class, and she was just putting on mad extra gear. I'm like,
yes, but she was killing it. Oh my God, she looked amazing in some of those outfits.
Yeah.
In any case, when he got mad when she was wearing that extra ass hat when they got on the road trip, he was like, "What are you wearing?" She was like, "What are you wearing? You look like a bum." And he was like, "At least wear flats. Like, why do you have that hat on?" Her hat was like,
it was like grandma
big
church hat.
church lady hat. And he's
Crazy.
like, "Take that shit off." I'm like, I'm living for this right now.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I'll give it a 6 because I did enjoy things like that, and the twist was really good. But it did crawl in the beginning. It was painful to get through at first.
Yeah. All right, what y'all got? Quick ratings for the people that watch the shorter amount.
Right.
Incomplete, I guess. Incomplete, I guess. But based on what you guys saying, all the setup stuff in the first couple episodes has nothing to do with the rest of the show.
Yeah,
mostly.
at all.
You can pretty much start the show at like episode 4.
Yeah, so
and
like,
5,
be like,
yeah.
and I got the 3.
I get it.
So I got the 3. So I missed the threshold. But based on what you're saying, I guess I'll give it a 3.
A 3 for the 3 episodes you watched.
Yeah, a point per episode. Because if all the build up stuff didn't pay off.
You haven't even met the character that is the twist that I'm talking about in the first 3 episodes.
Okay, I'm not gonna go meet them either.
No,
so.
I know that. I know.
Who's the twist character? So that I just have.
It's the head nurse. The head nurse is her mom.
Oh,
Whose mom? The crazy one?
The crazy one's mom that's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, it's
Oh, word?
again.
Okay.
Yeah, again. I was
That's
saying,
why I was like,
That's good.
what?
So the
That's
show
good. I'm
is
not
worth
gonna
the
lie.
watch,
Right.
but
I'm not.
Yeah.
That's pretty
you
good.
know. Anyways,
That's
where
good.
you rated
Okay,
this?
that actually takes it up a point.
Shit,
'cause-
when her dad does die, when he dies though,
Yeah, I mean, but
the
you knew he was
butterfly
gonna die,
thing
so,
with the
yeah.
mural, I was like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. What
There,
rating?
it gets twisted.
What rating do you have, Jordan?
I mean,
took the glasses.
right. I mean, to be honest, probably one of my least favorite K-dramas I've ever watched. One of the few I didn't finish because I usually finish them. I got probably halfway through, and so I must have gotten till right before the twist because I saw the part where they go back home. You know, he tries to kill her again in the hospital, and we see her in the yard. Basically, chokes her out again. So I got a pretty decent. I think I got pretty close to the twist, imagining because they're interacting with the head nurse and everything like that. So I know who the head nurse is. I'd probably give it like a 4.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's the twist,
Yeah.
that bumps it up from a 3 to a 4.
I think
because that's pretty good.
Cinderella's sister and Quenchina Apadal killed me inside more than this, and that's why I'm not rating it higher. But I did cry a lot watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I don't think I'll finish it, but
Yeah.
you know,
Sweet.
it was entertaining-ish a little bit.
So if you like K-dramas, watch it. Get the bursted for a couple of them. Get through them. We got a couple of more shows coming up. We're excited about. We're gonna be reviewing more anime, and we're gonna be doing an episode of taking y'all questions. So if you're watching this, you can go. Where can they go to drop their questions?
Well, they could probably put them in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, they put on
Throw-
YouTube
throw it-
comments,
you got any-
Instagram, Discord,
Yeah,
Facebook page. I'm pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, if you got any questions for us about anything related to anime, drop them in
Or just
drop
about
them
us in
all over
general.
the place. Say what?
I said, or just personal questions about us in general.
Or personal questions about us in general. Malcolm, why do you like to wear black socks all the time? I don't, that's a rhetorical. But those kinds of questions. Whatever questions nothing is off limits because we're definitely going to be doing an episode on that in the future. Other than that, y'all know the slogan, stay colorful. Peace.